A Scottsbluff neighborhood is evacuated Monday evening as a wanted man barricades himself inside a residence. KNEB.TV News starts right now.
From your trusted source for news in western Nebraska and eastern Wyoming, this is KNEB.TV News. Presented by Platte Valley Companies, premier provider of financial services.
Hello, I'm Ryan Murphy. This is KNEB.TV News, powered by Platte Valley Companies. Thanks for joining me. In our top story, a wanted man from Scottsbluff is off the streets following a tense 2-hour situation in which the suspect had barricaded himself in a house not far from an elementary school. 32-year-old Victor Mata III was taken into custody Monday evening shortly before 7 p.m. at the house in the 300 block of West 24th Street. Scottsbluff police were trying to arrest Mata on 7 outstanding warrants, 6 of them for failure to appear on or comply with prior charges, some of them felonies, and 1 warrant on new charges related to a jewelry store burglary. Officers from the Nebraska State Patrol, Scottsbluff County Sheriff's Office, Gering Police Department helped surround the house, and a SWAT team had to enter to locate Mata to take him into custody. No shots were fired before or during the incident. Also arrested was 33-year-old Rafael Velasquez of Scottsbluff for obstruction after he breached the perimeter of the scene surrounded by uniformed and non-uniformed officers and ran inside the house. Both men made appearances on their respective charges today in Scottsbluff County Court. Well, a pair of Kimball residents have filed paperwork to begin a petition drive to recall Mayor Keith Prunty. According to paperwork filed last Friday with Kimball County Clerk's Office, Ashley Sisk and Mary Laughlin say the reason for the recall effort is that the mayor does not have the community's best interest in mind, has been serving his own agenda, and accuses Prunty of being disrespectful and mistreating city employees and elected officials. According to state law, the recall drive would have 30 days after petition papers become available for circulation, in which to obtain signatures totaling 35% of the overall number of votes cast in the 2018 mayoral race. If the drive obtains 292 valid signatures, the City Council would set a date for an election in which voters would decide whether or not Prunty remains in office. Mayor Prunty told KNEB News he would have a response to the recall petition later this week. Well, coming up to the break, much cooler weather today across the region. Steve Kjos in with your Tuesday evening forecast right after this on KNEB.TV News.
At Platte Valley Bank, we believe it shouldn't cost you money to access your money. That's why we offer free ATMs anytime, anywhere. Whether you are across town or traveling abroad, there won't be an added expense to access the funds in your Platte Valley Bank account. Free ATMs are just one of the great benefits of banking with us. Stop by to talk to one of our friendly associates to discuss what else Platte Valley Bank has to offer.
This is KNEB.TV weather from the KNEB Storm Center, your trusted source for weather.
Today's temperatures only in the 40s after 80-degree temperatures the past couple days. By this evening, we'll cool off down into the mid to upper 30s by late tonight, and then toward early morning we'll have temperatures in the 30s and maybe some low 40s. There is that 20% chance for some precip around Scottsbluff, Gering by tonight and then into early tomorrow morning. There is a winter weather advisory covering areas of the North Nebraska Panhandle, northern half of Sioux, all of Dawes and Sheridan County, as well as some areas of southern South Dakota and Converse County, most of Converse County, and all of Niobrara County of Wyoming, with winter weather advisories posted until tomorrow morning for those areas. A little further north into the heart of the Black Hills region, there is a winter storm warning that's in effect for that area. The high yesterday, as we mentioned, 84. That 84 set a new record high in Scottsbluff yesterday. It's well above the normal highs for 58 for this time of year. Our temperatures today have been below that normal high. 83 was the previous record high for yesterday's date, and that was set back in 1991. The 84 degree rating broke that record high yesterday at Scottsbluff. The normal lows, about 29 degrees, will be a little bit above that for overnight and morning lows here today. Current temperatures around the region, some 40s, even some 70-degree readings further into eastern Nebraska. Around our area, mid to upper 30s and low 40s around the region generally. 37 looks like one of the colder temps in the Panhandle, or in the state of Nebraska, at 37 at Alliance, 35 at Gordon, at 35-degree reading also at Lusk. We have a mix of 30s and 40s for our temperatures right now. Winds are a little breeze, 10, 15 up to 20 and 25 mile per hour winds around areas of eastern Wyoming and the Nebraska Panhandle. Precipitation, you can see as we look into tonight and into tomorrow morning, there's areas of rain and or snow. It may be a little heavier in parts of the north, maybe across some areas of the eastern Panhandle. And in the north part of the Panhandle, as we mentioned before, there is that winter weather advisory in effect for northern half of Sioux County, Dawes, and Sheridan County until tomorrow morning. Forecast lows are generally going to be low 30s, some upper 20s in the mix around the region, 34 for an overnight low at Scottsbluff. And then the areas of precipitation continuing should start to clear off and dry off in many areas by midday to late day on Wednesday. And forecast highs for tomorrow will rebound a little bit with the forecast highs after temps were mainly in the 40s today. We'll see some 50s and some low 60s around areas of eastern Wyoming and the Panhandle tomorrow. Precipitation forecast for the next 36 hours, heavier amounts maybe in the north, lighter amounts in the central and southern parts of the Panhandle, and as far as snow is concerned, the higher amounts will be located especially in those Pine Ridge areas of the north Nebraska Panhandle, with the heavier amounts maybe in areas of Sheridan County, and 2 to 3 inch snowfall amounts according to the statements from the Weather Service. 2 to 3 inch snowfall amounts in the North Panhandle, with locally heavier amounts in those Pine Ridge areas, maybe up towards 6 inches. There's our forecast low for tonight. It'll be about 34 with rain, snow mix early, 40% chance of that. It'll be a little bit on the windy side overnight tonight. And then by tomorrow, we'll get highs back to about 60. That'll be a little bit warmer, quite a bit warmer than our 40-degree readings around the region today. Some morning clouds, afternoon sunshine, only a slight chance for precip tomorrow. That 7-day forecast, again, highs tomorrow about 60. We'll get into the 70s on Thursday with mostly sunny skies, turning windy with a 20% chance for some precip on Friday and back to the 50s. Then for Saturday and Sunday, sunny on Saturday in the 70s, and then it'll turn windy and a little chillier on Sunday, back into the 50s, and then we'll hold into the 50s for Monday and Tuesday.
At 21st Century Equipment, we're proud to introduce the new Build Your Own tool. Build the John Deere you've been wanting and see how affordable it really is. Visit 21stcenturyequipment.net to build your own compact utility tractor, mower, or gator. It's easy to add implements, attachments, and view financing options. Build the exact tractor for your needs at a price you can afford, all from the comfort and safety of home, with the new Build Your Own tool at 21stcenturyequipment.net.
Having windows and patio doors installed by Renewal by Andersen is literally a red carpet experience. We treat your home like it is ours. We focus on the details. Renewal by Andersen windows and patio doors fit right, they keep the outside out, our 20-year warranties and great financing options are second to none. Our installers are very well-trained local experts at proper installation. Renewal by Andersen windows and patio doors, great products installed by great people. Contact us. Let's talk about your project.
Hydrozen. Unplug and recharge. What is Hydrozen? It's total body relaxation. It's total body recharge. It's floating weightless on water. Floating your aches, pains, stresses, and worries away. Hydrozen is a revolutionary new therapy using Epsom salt saturated water as a way to relax and rejuvenate your body. And it's now available in Scottsbluff. It is for most ages and has many benefits to the mind and body. Visit hydrozenfloat.com or call us at 308-63-FLOAT.
Welcome back. WNCC officials have released the names of the students involved in last week's tragic accident at the College Aviation Maintenance Technology Program in Sydney. In a release, WNCC says 21-year-old Yemen An of South Korea and 24-year-old Zhao Zhen Chen of China were tragically killed while working on an airplane engine inside the facility at the Sydney airport. The families of each student were notified with the assistance of the South Korean and Chinese embassies. The Cheyenne County Sheriff's Office, Sydney Police Department, and the Federal Aviation Administration are continuing their investigation, and WNCC will continue to cooperate however possible. WNCC has organized a crisis response team to work with students, instructors, and all others that have been affected by the tragedy. Well, a new restaurant in Gering will be opening its doors tomorrow. Last year, the owners of Chino's Mexican restaurant moved from their Scottsbluff Mall location to the former Pizza Hut building on 10th Street in Gering. Ed Bartella says his family's initial plan was to move much earlier in the year, but the pandemic and the need to secure some additional funding delayed the move. Bartella says the family decided on making the move to a standalone location due to a desire to provide more dining options for Gering residents. Doors will officially open tomorrow at 11 a.m. And Alliance will be the home of the 88th location in the Runza restaurant chain, as franchisees Neil and Laura Blumenkamp plan to open a store along Highway 385 this fall. The Blumenkamps also own Runza locations in Chadron, Gering, and Scottsbluff, and Neil says they're pleased to be part of the growth of a thriving community. Runza operates and franchises 82 restaurants in Nebraska, 2 in both Colorado and Iowa, and a single location in Lawrence, Kansas. Well, coming up after the break, Chabella Guzman in with a check-in on Ag News. She'll have that right after this on KNEB.TV News.
This year, W2 means we double. Reganis Auto Center will double your down payment on any pre-owned vehicle on their lot. Turn $500 into $1,000. Turn $1,500 into $3,000. Use that money to get out of your lease or a vehicle you owe too much on, or to lower your monthly payments. For a limited time only, double your down payment only at Reganis Auto Center on East Overland and East 27th Street in Scottsbluff. Your volume discount dealer.
This chair is way too big. It's perfect for us. This one's tiny. That's 'cause it's mine. Hey, this chair is just right. This bed is way too hard. It's perfect for me. This bed is way too soft. Just what I needed. This bed is just right. So come on over to Leaf Heads.
In boots, new and old, you've walked the rows of life, a fence length of time. You fought the floods, snow, and sweltering heat, and lifted breathing and settled pain. With a smile and a cry, you've strengthened your community and future generations. Sometimes with nothing to say, often can't say enough. Like, let me do it again.
This is KNEB.TV Ag News from the FNBO Ag Desk. FNBO, the Great Big Small Bank.
The Nebraska Rural Poll is being mailed out across Nebraska this month for a snapshot of residents living across the state. Cheryl Burkhart-Kriesel, Nebraska Extension Specialist with Rural Prosperity Nebraska, says the poll has added 7,000 more households for a total sample of 14,000 surveys.
So it's strictly a rural poll. This year, though, is a bit of an exception. We are going to be asking some of these questions in the Omaha metro area. So that ought to be kind of fun as a comparison.
Burkhart-Kriesel says the survey will ask questions about COVID, but also include questions it typically asks.
Set of questions that really we talk about in terms of community well-being and perceptions of their community and how really people are. And so one of the benefits of having a long-standing poll is that we can track that over time. In addition to those kinds of questions that we track over time and have like the same set of questions every year, we augment it a little bit by adding some kind of sections that really are more issue-based kind of questions.
Burkhart-Kriesel says while they send out thousands of surveys, they only get a portion back each year.
If you get a rural poll survey in the mail, please fill it out. There's no effort to do any personal tracking or anything like this. What you're doing is contributing to a larger kind of snapshot of, what people in rural areas are thinking and feeling about these issues so that we can really understand kind of what's going on a little bit better.
Findings from the rural poll are distributed in a series of reports that can be found at ruralpoll.unl.edu. The data is used by economic development groups, local, state, and federal lawmakers, and nonprofits, among others.
In boots, new and old, you've walked the rows of life, a fence length of time. You fought the floods, snow, and sweltering heat, and lifted breathing and settled pain. With a smile and a cry, you've strengthened your community and future generations. Sometimes with nothing to say. Often can't say enough. Like, let me do it again.
The Verizon family is full of frowns because they're spending too much for their unlimited data and phones, while the Viero family is all smiles because they're getting 4 lines of unlimited data with 2 free Apple iPhone SE for mom and dad and 2 free LG K31 smartphones for the kids, all for just $100 a month. They're saving so much, they're able to get Fido. Find out how you can too at Viero.com or your nearest Viero store. Viero Wireless, keeping you connected.
When it comes to helping local folks with the loans and financial advice they need, we don't horse around. Our only goal is to help you and your family achieve your financial goals with the right loans and savings products. So if you want to bank with people that care about you and your financial needs, stop by or give us a call. First State Bank. We're big on you. Member FDIC. Online at fsbcentral.com.
Well, let's take a look what's happening on today's community calendar. That's a look at today's community calendar, brought to you by First State Bank, honoring those who give back. Nominate your community champion at fsbcentral.com.
Western CPAP Supply has earned an impeccable professional reputation within the Wyoming and Western Nebraska region. Helping you get a good night's sleep is our passion. Our amazing team understands sleep disorders from a personal and professional level. We use CPAPs and BiPAPs too, and sometimes it just helps to work with people who share common ground. Our accredited CPAP supply company is approved by Medicare and Medicaid and is in network with every major insurance company in the region. Western CPAP Supply. We're here to help.
At Platte Valley Bank, we offer loans with competitive rates and quick decisions from our experienced lenders. Our team works hard to get to know you and your business. From ag to auto, home loans, and everything in between, we're here to help. Stop by Platte Valley Bank or apply online to find the loan that is right for you today.
And finally tonight, efforts to reach Nebraska's minority populations about getting vaccinated against COVID-19 were highlighted during yesterday's pandemic response update, especially efforts to reach Hispanic populations across the state. Josie Rodriguez, the Department of Health and Human Services Administrator for Health Disparities and Health Equities, said the Hispanic population in Nebraska faces twice the rate of expected infection and 2.3 times greater risk of death. She encouraged residents to learn as much as they can about getting vaccinated.
Unfortunately, we know that there are still concerns and worries about receiving the vaccine, and we understand those concerns. Before you make the final decision, we want everybody to do their own research, attend some of these town halls if you'd like, and just find out more information about the vaccine and get those questions answered. We do have a frequently asked questions page on our website, and you can go to dhhs.ne.gov to get those.
The specialized outreach efforts by DHHS include Spanish language advertisements and online town halls. Rodriguez says her family has had personal experience with the virus, and it was a scary experience that drives home the need to get vaccinated. Well, that does it for us this time. Thank you so much for tuning in. Stay safe out there. We'll see you here next time.